Hey guys, Joshua Peterson here, Peterson Electric. It is just about Memorial Weekend. Look for the Dodge Ram shirt for my SEO guy. I just changed the battery out in my 2012 Sprinter van. It's a 2500 series, 3-liter diesel turbo. That one was about how to disconnect the battery. The last one, make sure you disconnect the battery when you're dealing with an alternator. This one is going to be about how to change the alternator. It helps me in my memory for later. This thing, my old alternator was a Velvo or something like that, but it lasted about 11 years original from the factory. I got a CarQuest one. Thank God CarQuest is open on a Sunday in Granby, Colorado. My wife and I came over Berthoud Pass and the van just started acting up, so we were right at the top. Luckily we coasted through and got to Granby, and then it finally freaked out once we turned it off. How are you going to know? You definitely want to turn off any amps, your stereo, your heated seats, your heater if you're cold. Only thing you want to run, don't even use your blinkers, just use your headlights, don't even use your brights. It'll help it last to get into town. Once we're in town, we got over to CarQuest. How I jumpered it to get over here, I suggest to have this on your truck. 2 of these if you could on a diesel. Stanley Fat Max, you could check your alternator. Plus, we literally turned it on once we plugged it in. And you do not want to mix this up, guys, or you're going to regret it. Put your red to red positive here, and then your negative. And then I shut the van and I drove it. And I got it here, thank God, 3 miles, and just let this thing drain. Okay, you got to take apart your battery over here. You can just disconnect it. I had to get a new one because it ate the battery. That's how you know. But my battery was 6 years old, so it was kind of good timing that I didn't wreck a good battery. Batteries that was by Mercedes. It had 760 cranking amps. This new one's got 900. So I'm just going to give it a chance to die hard. It looks like this. It's pretty big. You do not want to mix up your negative and positive. When you put it in, you got to put positive to the back of the truck, negative to the front. If you do, you're screwed. Okay. The other thing is right here, you're going to need, we still rolling? Good. You're going to need for right here, these bolts. It's going to take you an open-end socket at an E14, which is a 6-head, okay? You're going to need an E13 closed, but this ratchet side will work very well. And then you're going to need right here a 17 and a 15 or a 17 and a 19 to get you some leverage. I'll show you right where this comes into play. It's this little knob. I got it through the bottom, guys. It's this little knob right there. It's sticking out. That's your tensioner pulley. You're gonna want to go to the passenger side. They showed guys doing it from the top, but I'm kind of short, so I did it from underneath, and I pulled it that way to the passenger. Once we got that, we got the belt off. Okay, and then I bought this set at CarQuest. It did cost me some money, but if you buy this, so what? It cost us $2,000 to probably get it towed home over to Fort Collins, over the passes. And then under here, guys, yeah, you're gonna disconnect these 4 bolts that are that 14 I told you. 13 is the positive. It's got 2 pieces here. That goes on the top of the terminal. That's the positive of the alternator. And this little guy, it wedges out the harness. That pushes right here, and you just wiggle it out with a flathead right here. And then you pull that down. But yeah, you got to get that tensioner. So that tensioner pulley, actually for me, worked a hell of a lot better right here underneath this knob. Pushing it that way. Once it did, then I was able to get the belt right here disconnected. Let's see how easy it is to get the belt in though. So yeah, it cost me probably around $525 here in 2023. No doubt it's not cheap. But with a battery and an alternator and a set of tools, I'll just leave these tools on here. And don't forget to get some anti-lube C's. This will help you out too, guys, when you're putting your bolts back in. They're really crusty. All right, guys. Yeah, if I can do it, I know you can. This is the first time I've worked on my van, and it's 11 and a half years old. So, but yeah, if it acts up, definitely it's the batteries on these vans, and then it kills your alternator, or your alternator kills your van. But you do have to have 14.4 volts at these two terminals. If you don't have a tester like this, you should have a multimeter. From here to here, it should read 14.4 when it's running. When it's off, it should read 12.3 or so. All right, guys, thanks for joining us.